Hi guys, so a quick comment from James O'Brien here on those who refuse to wear a face mask. Enjoy.
I don't know quite where the argument against face masks come from, except this very simple observation, right? Wearing a mask helps other people more than it helps you. The evidence that it helps you or protects you is much thinner than the evidence that it prevents you from unwittingly spreading it. Okay? And I can't get past the weapons-grade selfishness involved in that position. All I see is a child, a sort of Violet Elizabeth bot, being told what to do and saying, I'll thqueam until I'm sick. That's all I see, and that's probably unfair. But this talk, remember when they started calling them muzzles? People started talking about muzzles, and you just sit there and you track the pedigree of these people, and they're almost all pro-Brexit. A lot of them are pro-Trump. They think they're libertarians or classical liberals. And you just sort of think, actually, you're just really selfish, aren't you? A, you hate sharing, which is why you don't think that the rich people should pay the same percentage of tax as the rest of us do. So you hate sharing, and you're really selfish. There's no philosophy there. There's no ideology there. You hate sharing, and you're really selfish. And you don't see why you should pay for things that you don't use. Which is why you don't like the NHS either, and you can't wait to carve it up and flog it off to the highest bidder. You hate sharing, and you're really selfish. Or you'll wear a mask.
This is so true. These are the types of people, if you dig beneath the surface just a little bit, you will find that the people who refuse to wear face masks are likely brexiteers or Trump supporters or people who believe in the conspiracy theories surrounding 5G and moon landings and the earth being flat or whatever. And it's an interesting position to hold. Why do these people reject science? Why do they reject any information coming from the government? Now, there is a bit of a problem also for them, because if Boris Johnson is walking around with a face mask and they are, dyed-in-the-wool Boris Johnson supporters, or if Donald Trump, for example, is now wearing a face mask, how do they respond to the fact that he is wearing that face covering and they are not? Up to a few weeks ago, the dear leader was saying, I'm not going to wear a face mask. And their reasoning, which is probably not the right word to use, but their reasoning for not using or wearing a face mask was because the dear leader was not wearing a face mask. Now that he is, how do they deal with this? How do they respond? Do they put on a face mask because Boris Johnson or because Donald Trump is wearing one? Or do they continue to refuse to do it? How do they deal with that internal conflict? For weeks they were saying, I'm not wearing a mask. The president or Boris Johnson is not wearing a mask. I'm not going to wear one. I don't need one. And now the dear leader, Boris Johnson or Donald Trump, is wearing it. What do they do? What goes through their minds? And I think social media like Facebook is a culprit in the spread of this misinformation and confusion. If you're on Facebook, I can guarantee you, if you open your Facebook app now, you will find people, probably relatives or members of your own family, promoting the idea that masks stop people from being able to breathe properly, or increase levels of carbon dioxide, or that they're, even worse than that they're some form of mind control. And unfortunately, these people go unchallenged. And if you do attempt to challenge them on their ideas, they will say that you are the one spreading conspiracy theories. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. Why not become a Patreon and enjoy access to our Discord server where we share news, chat, and have some fun? If you become a patron, you can also make video suggestions on topics that are important to you. Check it out via the link in the description.